Behavior that you read it that you hulu. Tina Yestilin, Xavier, Yemen. To all beloved of God, blessed day, may God give you health. Praise be to God. The Xavier, let you read it that you hulu. Tina Yestilin, Xavier, Yemen. Heal all ones and ones. I here discuss the fundamental and characteristics of the word cherubim, pertaining to the images that sit on the cover of the mercy seat. And in this reasoning, we will see them not to be winged angelic beings, as in Christian angelology, but human being representing the Xavier. The cherubim and its Hebrew word CHERUB are a manifestation of Jah's glory, which in many cases share the glory of the Godhead. I say Godhead because of course the gods are in hierarchy. However, I will not go into it at this time. Now, the word cherubim are written in Hebraic form, showing it to be the plural of the word cherub. Cherub appears in the form of beings administering unto mankind, while in respective cases they are the bridge and portal during a service and ceremony dedicated unto the great Xavier. In depth, cherubim, as a bridge point between mankind and Xavier, act as the mediator between God and man. Cherubim are referred in the canon version to be the protectorate at the east of the Garden of Eden. In this, we see that Zion, or the Garden of Eden, was never a place for impure mankind, as it is protected by the cherubim. Naturally, Genesis 3:24 explained that God drove out Adam out of the garden and placed cherubim at the east of the garden to keep the way of the tree of life. The Hebrew word for keep in this context was shamar, which means a keeper or a watchman, which speaks to the fact that the way to the tree of life was locked by the divine. In the sense of it, the tree of life was preserved and kept by watchers or watchmen of the oracle of the divine order. Cherubim maintain order as they are keeper of the gates of Zion, and in function are like Enoch that keep the peace and protect the throne of grace in its time. They are good watchers and bad cherub, as in the book of Enoch that made reference to some cherubim that were disposed of and removed from their usual estate and been driven from the Garden of Eden because they perplexed the perfection of mankind. Cherubim acting proclaim the hero and power of Jah. The book of Isaiah gave reference saying, "How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace, that publisheth salvation, that saith unto Zion, thy God reigneth. Thy watchman shall lift up the voice, and the voice together shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye, when the Lord God Jehoshaphat shall bring again Zion." Isaiah 52:16 and 18. Cherubim see eye to eye on the fullness of Jah, and with so doing celebrate the function of oneness. No confusion, as with some fallen cherub whom the book of Enoch made reference. Cherub act through the realm of mankind, warning all souls of him who is the returned Messiah, the Christ Lamb, and the Christ King. According to the books, any watcher who see the sword of evil and deception and blow not the trumpet, if the sword come and take any person from among them, his blood will be required at the watchman's hand. Ezekiel 33 verse 6. Therefore, Jah has some serious watchman of the day and not watchman of the night. Hereby Jah relates to their purpose and confinement to the table of truth, as in the case of the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. Concerning the fullness and advent of the Messiah, there are many watchers who are cherubim guiding the fold of Zion. It was evident that Jah prepared these watchers. Because of that they are now no man, no, not the angel of Zion, but Rastafari only. But as the day of Noah, so shall it also be in the year of time. Matthew 24. Xavier has appointed many to his fold, who with due diligence and operation of self-sufficient warned and watch his fold, protecting the truth of life, so that the evil one and his pack deceive none of his sheep. The book of Hebrews states that the angel and minister in spirit sent out to render service for the sake of those who will inherit salvation. Hebrews 1 verse 4 speak and said, "And with this task, Jah has his forerunner, who prepares his way to make easier the fold within understanding." Now, as the tree of life, or the tree of truth, we see that Revelation 2 verse 7 refers to it as the tree of life in the midst of the paradise of God. while Revelation 22 made mention of it as the tree of life in the midst of the street of Zion. Therefore, paradise and Zion is one and same. And in this case, the tree of life is the absolute benefit of Zion, as it is situated in the midst of paradise and in the midst of Zion. In all understanding, beloved, the phrase to keep the way of the tree of life simply means to protect the gateway to Zion. And this gateway is possible only by administering spirit. These spirits are within watchers known as cherubim, and they function by ministering to the elect. Without the administration, there is no knowledge of Zion, no entrance to Zion, and no disclosure of Jah's fullness to the elect. The watchers are prophets that proclaim the fullness, and they are keepers and guardians of the gate of Jah. See Hosea 9 verse 8. Of course I say gates, as there are 12 gates, and one gate to every tribe, and that speak to the order within Zion. The Messiah Jesus Christ explained the task given to him as the anchor of all cherubim, as he is the captain of the guard of Zion. Main reason why we have to act upon all counsel set by Qedamawi, HAILE Selassie, who is the second order of the veil within the tabernacle, as he is the defender of the faith. In fact, Jesus Christ say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto Rastafari but by him. In this regard, there's no other way, no other name but him, Jesus and Qedamawi. In Isaiah 27 verse 3, the Most High made mention of himself, saying, I, the Lord, am his keeper. I watered it every moment, so that no one will damage it. I guard it night and day. So then, if I used to speak in the manner that he is on the way, while Xavier gave counsel that he is the keeper of his vineyard, then Qedamawi is the proceeding way in his advent. In fact, if the Most High God Xavier keep his own vineyard and select his watchman to preserve and protect the counsel of truth, as according to Isaiah 27 verse 3, it is not to be questioned why the Most High God sent Qedamawi HAILE Selassie the first to restore the kingdom. The book of Daniel speaking on this wise, saying, and the days of these kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Daniel 2 verse 44. We ask no question, but admit to the restoration of the throne of him, Negusa, Naga, Ethiopia, is Emperor HAILE Selassie. The prophet Ezekiel point of view discloses the cherubim hands looking down like a form of man's hand under their wings. And this provides no dispute, but an illustration indicating cherubim in the form of mankind, groomed and sent by the great Xavier. It's all allegoric form and symbolical within their interpretation. And the fact that a hand was lifted from between the cherubim points to the administration done by man. In fact, it's even clear that the cherubim handed its proceed to a man, which in this case was a man clothed with linen. Moses was of those cherubs being the eye mouth of Jah, Rastafari, to the people of Israel, as he was the mediator between God and man. The analogy of the setting and arrangement was evident also that even Solomon, in his reiterated fashion, sees the necessity to continue the fashion of the shekinah glory, otherwise known as the mercy seat. And it's pointed to the fact that it was purposed by prophetic sense. The cherub was designed and aligned to show purposes and function as the ministering spirit of the Elolam, of which Jesus Christ and Qedamawi HAILE Selassie are manifestation. The assurance of those is unanimous. As this ministering spirit of the cherubim correlate in good fashion. The two cherubim of the shekinah glory are manifestation of the era and advent of the Messiah. And all advent, the twin cherub gave God to the throne of grace, manifesting in the advent of the Carousia. In all this, it's not just to say that the twin cherub on the mercy seat represent the arms, left and right of the Elolam, and they manifest themselves to be ministering spirits sent from the Father. The scriptures made it plain in the book of Hebrew, where identify the cherub as angels, sent to the world in bodily form to submit mankind unto the fold. The book of Hebrews explains also by saying, are they not all minister in spirit, sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation? The fullness is unquestionable in that these cherubim are not winged angels as in Christian angelology, but minister in spirit sent to enable ones and ones the acquisition to the throne of grace. Scripture speaks concerning the cherubim of the shekinah to be the two anointed ones referred to in Zechariah 4:11-14. The book referred to them as the prophet Elijah and prophet Moses in Malachi chapter 4 and Matthew 17, Mark 9 and Luke 9. The last chapter of the Old Testament in the canon version make reference to their appearance in the last days, while the prophetic analysis in the New Testament transfiguration disclosed the view showing Elijah and Moses presenting a transforming era and advent of the Messiah. In addition, the cherubim of the Shakan or the Shekinah glory are referred to be the same prophet declared in the book of Revelation. John's prophetic analysis according to his vision on the Isle of Patmos says, and I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 score days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. The propitiation in all advent has been done by these two prophets, and they show themselves as the replica of the cherubim above the mercy seat. The two cherubim are protocol of the Shekinah glory on the mercy seat and was the manifest of the prophet shown as Moses and Elijah. The Shakan delivered the message of the three advent of the Messiah according to the oracle of the tabernacle, and it shows Moses in all accounts administering as Christ, while Elijah represented by John the Baptist during the first advent of Jesus. The mercy seat is built upon two accords, which is the Shakan and the Transfiguration, and both the cherubim and the Transfiguration alluded to Elijah and Moses. I then declare that one that has authority, the mystery of truth and give understanding. In this I say, the transfiguration of the Messiah indicates Moses being on the right, being the voice of him, the Messiah, being on the right exercise the cause of power. And all this, Moses is a true manifestation of him. The transfiguration indicates that Moses represents Christ, while Elijah being John the Baptist, who is only a mere forerunner. In this, Christ being the fullness of the Father was glorified in the accordance of the oracle showing during the glory of the Shakan or the Shekinah glory, and was illuminated by the order of the two cherubim that surround him during the transfiguration. Such glory speaks only to the fact that they both are the pronounced and announced glory of his three eras. And all advent, the forerunner Elijah would first appear giving glory unto him. By the prophecy and by the order of the oracle of the tabernacle, we see what show three advent and only two faces we see. If Christ in this transformed according to transfiguration shows the manifestation through Moses being on the right, then we say that Christ through Moses being a representative of him is the law. In addition, seeing Elijah on the left shows lesser authority being the forerunner. We go further to understand that cherubim in their first advent manifest themselves as Isis, Doristus, and John the Baptist. The second advent showed them as Selassie and Marcus Garvey. And the third advent will manifest itself as the high priest, or the Christ priest, and Godman. I see no other face to the call within this glorious form of the Shakan. This is the order I cherish. This is the emblem of the transfiguration with Moses and Elijah. This is the glorious form of the cherubim, which is Moses and Elijah. The manifestation of the prophetic order of the two anointed ones, also Moses and Elijah. The declaration of the return of the prophet is also Moses and Elijah. The indication of the era of the second advent is also Haile Selassie and Marcus Garvey, who is also Moses and Elijah, because Moses ever represent the Christly order, and Elijah always represent the forerunner. So, beloved, we see three advent, and all advent shown by the cherubim and the Shekinah glory. We see only two individuals, one on the right and one on the left, as in the transfiguration. As in the transfiguration, we only see two individuals stand before the Almighty Christ, and it was Moses and Elijah. And these two are the two anointed ones. We see no other faces. And in the third advent here, we see a Christ priest, and we see Godman as the forerunner. In all this, we give thanks for the truth of the Most High God. Any man fight truth for his own soul to the tomb of Semeljar and Hazardel. Blessed be Jah Rastafari. To all beloved, to all ones and one, I give thanks. Blessed be him. Bless them that bless them soul in Rastafari. Bless them that bless them soul in Qedamawi Selassie. Be Xavier, let the read the Dachi Hulu, Tina Yestilen,